Okay, so saying I'm live. So if you can see and hear me, comment below. In fact, going to ask for a few different. So if you haven't noticed, I'm wearing a Christmas jumper. It says Feliz Navidad. So gonna have some different comments to get you started while I check that I'm live in the group. So if you are a massive fan of Christmas, throw me a hashtag Christmas in the comments below. If you're loving my jumper, if you're excited for this evening, throw me a hashtag Christmas. If you hate Christmas, if you think I'm a stupid prat for wearing a Christmas jumper, then throw me a bar humbug in the comments below. So either drop me a hashtag Christmas or a bar humbug in the comments below, depending on your thoughts and feelings about Christmas. Anyway, I see Sarah's watching. So Sarah, drop me a comment below. Press the like button, press the love heart button. I'm really, really excited for this evening. So this evening is going to be your Christmas weight loss masterclass. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be breaking down for you a few secrets that not many people have probably shared with you before. Happy Christmas, Sarah. So I'm going to be breaking down for you why you haven't gained 10 pounds over Christmas, how to enjoy your Christmas guilt-free, and how to be in control. So how to enjoy mince pies and chocolates and all of that lovely stuff without it ruining your weight loss journey, or without it meaning that you're starting all over again in February. So if you're excited, throw me a hashtag excited. And by the way, if you're watching this on replay, throw me a hashtag replay. And I'm going to try and make this as engaging as possible. So that means rather than me talk to myself, please make sure you're commenting. Please make sure you're asking questions. I'm going to ask questions, so please make sure you respond. So I'm not just talking to myself. So Sarah's put bar humbug. That's one of my coaches. Come on, Sarah. I'm disappointed. Hey, Mary, how's it going? Okay, so only 4. I thought there was going to be more. I saw loads of comments this morning. So if people are not seeing this right now, if the people that are watching, the 4 people that are watching, so I think we've got Sarah, Mary, Sarah, start pressing the like button, the love heart button, start commenting, telling me how much you like my jumper. And what that will mean is more people should start seeing this live, because I know that in the comments today, there was quite a few people that said they were going to jump on. I was expecting quite a big turnout for this one this evening. I can see Claire's live. So Claire's watching. Hi, Claire. If you're a Christmas fan, throw me a hashtag Happy Christmas. If you are a bit of a Scrooge, throw me a bar humbug in the comments below. Same with you, Sue. I see Sue Scargill's now live. So see, now someone, I can't remember, didn't see who it was. Someone was just bashing the love heart button, and now some more people are starting to see me live. Can't see all the jumper. I'll stand up for you again, Mary. So here's my jumper, my Feliz Navidad. My daughter was actually pushing on the Santa's belly, and I think she was trying to insinuate that was Daddy's belly. I've actually lost weight recently, so I don't know what she was trying to suggest. Anyway, let's get into it. I'm really, really excited. And before I get into like a few tactics and strategies and stuff that's really going to help you, I'm going to go through something that I've never seen anyone else do for free. So I'm going to get into this, and I'm going to share my screen. So can we find it? Here we go. Not this one. Is it this one? Yes, it is this one. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to let me know in the comments below, what is a calorie? So I'm not going to move on until someone responds to that question. And it's really important for people to get engaged in this. So I know you're listening. So I know that you're taking this on board. And I want to make sure that you come away with something tonight. All right. If you do not come away from this live tonight having learned something, being able to take something away that, make sure that this is your best Christmas ever in terms of your health and fitness, I have failed, and I'm going to make sure that's not the case. So before I move on, what is a calorie? Can anybody tell me? Perfect. Sue, awesome. A calorie is a unit of energy. Okay. So they are real. So when people talk about calorie deficit and stuff like that, calories are 100% real. These are not a made up term like sins or points. Calories are real. They are what is scientifically used to measure energy. In fact, the way they do it is they will burn food. They will literally set it on fire, See how long the food burns for, because that tells them how much energy there is. All right. It tells them how much energy that food contains. So calories are a unit of energy. Now, you're probably wondering why this is important. It will all become clear. Just go with me on this. All right. And what I'm going to show you, I hope will blow your mind, but I also hope you really, really understand it. So calorie is a unit of energy. Food contains calories, contains energy. Okay. We burn energy. Really, really simple stuff, right? Make sense? So just comment below, say makes sense, if it making sense. So food contains calories, it contains energy. We consume food, so therefore we consume calories, we consume energy. We burn energy, we burn calories. So if this is making sense, just comment makes sense. All right. So the average woman, now there's going to be variation here. So I'm going to be using averages, but the average woman, okay, burns 2,000 calories a day. And even if the average woman was to do nothing, so if you were literally to lie in bed all day, the average woman would probably burn somewhere in the region of 1,500 calories a day. And this is called BMR, your basal metabolic rate. So the amount of calories you burn in a day is called your total daily energy expenditure. And that's made up of lots of different things. So most women will burn roughly. Now, there's a massive range here. It's going to be somewhere between, as I've seen, as low as 1,400, and it could be even as high as 2,500. It depends. It depends on what you do for a job. It depends on how much exercise you do. It depends on how much you move, like so many factors, right? But let's go with an average. And the average woman, their basal metabolic rate, which is the amount of energy you need just to lie in bed all day or just to be in a coma. So if you were put in a coma, you would still burn energy, you would still burn calories. When you think about it, that's because of your body, your heart needs energy, your brain needs energy, all the cells, all the processes that happen now without even thinking about it need energy. And these are the things that need the most energy. So to keep your heart going constantly, to keep your brain going constantly, it needs the most energy, right? So when someone tells me, I'm eating 1,200 calories and I'm not losing weight, you're consuming more than you think. Okay. Doesn't mean you're a liar. Okay. I don't believe that. I genuinely don't believe people lie about how much they eat and stuff like that. It just means that you're maybe not aware of how much you're eating. You're not calculating accurately. You're not consistent. There's so many factors, but we're not going to talk about that tonight. So I want you to understand this, because this is going to be really, really important, so that when you come through at the after Christmas day, or after Christmas, so you understand what actual impact it's had. So the next thing you need to understand is that 3,500 calories equals 1 pound of fat. Okay, so in every pound of fat that your body has, there are 3,500 calories of energy. Okay, these are approximate numbers. Okay, so the 2,000 and the 1,500, they're averages. Okay, for women. So this is energy burnt sleeping. This is energy total used. Okay, and then this is 3,500 calories in a pound of fat. Now, please let me know, does this make sense? Okay, if you're still with me, or if you've got questions, drop your questions below. Now, trust me, I'm going to get to something that I think will just help. Everything may click into gear watching this. So please stick with me on this and ask me questions. So if this isn't making sense, if you don't know what I'm talking about, ask me questions. If it's making sense, comment below, makes sense. So the reason I'm sharing this, so a lot of people have unrealistic expectations in terms of weight loss and weight gain. And this is important around holidays. This is important around Christmas. This is where I'm starting at this point. So if you starved yourself, if the average woman starved themselves, so ate 0 calories a day, how many calories deficit would the average woman have created? If you ate 0 calories a day, how many calorie deficit would the average woman have created in a day? Okay, if anyone can work this out, that's fantastic. Hopefully I've made this really simple. Hopefully it is easy for you to understand and to work that out. So if the average woman didn't consume any calories. No, Mary. Okay, I'm going to get to that. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Okay, so this is why this is important, because it's important for people to understand. And this is why I'm asking questions, because as a teacher, as an ex-teacher, learning happens best when people interact, when they answer questions. Even if you get it wrong, you will learn more by getting it wrong and trying to understand and asking questions than you will just not even engaging. Okay, so if you consume 0 calories in a day and you are an average woman, what's the deficit you've created? Okay, so Carol's saying 500. The deficit you've created is 2,000 calories. If you consume nothing. So this is if you starved yourself. So if you eat 2,000 calories a day, eat 0 calories a day, equals a 2,000 calorie deficit. Okay. So if you starve yourself, you create a 2,000 calorie deficit for the average woman, because that's how much energy you burn in a day. So you have not given your body the energy it needed. It's still burning that energy. So therefore you've created a deficit of 2,000 calories. Now, most people will think, wow, that's a lot. And yes, it is a lot, but it's not even 1 pound of fat. So even if you starved yourself for 1 day, even if you did the 5-2 diet, where, you know, people eat like stupidly low calories for 2 days a week, on those 2 days a week, you would not lose any body fat. Well, you would lose body fat, but you wouldn't lose a pound of body fat. You wouldn't lose a significant amount of body fat. Okay. So even if you eat 0 calories a day, you will not burn 1 pound of body fat. Okay. And it's really important to you, if you understand this, is why I'm kind of hammering it home. So comment below makes sense. This is all making sense so far. All right. So if you eat 0 calories a day, you create a 2,000 calorie deficit, but that's not enough to burn 1 pound of fat. So it's going to take approximately 2 days. So 2 days of starvation equals 1 pound of fat loss. Okay. So 7 days, 1 week of starvation equals approximately 3.5 pounds of fat loss. Okay, so the first thing, the reason why I'm sharing this is because of expectations. So if you are on a diet where you are consuming something, whether it's food, water, like not water, because water is 0 calories, any kind of liquids with calories in it, you cannot lose more than 3 pounds of fat in a week. Okay, so if you are losing more than 3 pounds of fat, you're either starving yourself, as in you are consuming 0 calories, like nothing. You're drinking water, black coffee, trying to think what else is 0 calories. Like you're literally consuming 0. If you're losing more than 3 pounds a week, it's either because you have starved yourself, you've not consumed any calories, or can anybody tell me in the comments, how can you lose more than 3 pounds on the scales without starving yourself? And this is how most diets work. So I'm going to hopefully blow your mind why most diets, you see massive amounts of weight loss. Okay. And why they're not healthy for you and why they don't help you in the long run. And by the way, I am going to get to Christmas, but this is important first. Like, this is the foundations for what I'm going to talk about. So if you've lost more than 3 pounds on the scales without starving yourself, how? Rah, awesome. Love it, Sarah. That is awesome. So if you've lost more than 3 pounds in 1 week, you have lost water and or muscle. because unlike fat, muscle equals, I can't even remember, I think it's 800 calories per pound. I can't remember the number. I'm like off the top of my head. Like this is all off the top of my head. So if you starve yourself and you lose 2.5 pounds in a day equals possibly muscle. I won't go into the maths. Hopefully you believe me because I've shown you here. So if you're losing more than 3 pounds in a week, in fact, I would say if you're losing more than 2 pounds in a week, for the majority of women, not every woman, by the way, these are averages, but for the vast majority, if you're losing more than 2 pounds in a week, you have lost water and or muscle and maybe some fat. Now, there's lots of problems with this, first of all. Obviously, if you're losing water, that's not going to change your body shape. Has no bearing on health. In fact, it's probably a negative impact on health. And if you're losing muscle, that is a real concern because muscle is what gives your body shape, first of all. So you're not going to change your body shape. You're probably going to be disappointed with the results. So this is why some of our clients have lost less weight than some of the crazy diets they've done in the past, but their body shape has changed more because we've shown them how to retain muscle and what you need to do that. So if you're losing muscle, so if you're losing more than 2 pounds a week on the diet you're following, the likelihood is that it's not helping you to retain muscle mass, which means that long-term, that's not good for your health. It's not good for your body shape. It's not good for so many factors, which we're not going to talk about tonight because that's not what tonight's about. But I wanted to go through all of this because I want you to understand this. I want you to understand how many calories are in fat and what it takes to lose fat, because now we're going to reverse it. And now I'm going to show you why you haven't gained a ton of weight overnight. So let's get rid of all of this. By the way, was this helpful? Was this interesting? Let me know in the comments below if this was something that you've never seen before, or that was helpful, or it was really interesting, or has like made a lot of sense. Like press the like button, press the love heart button. Let me know if this is something that's been really, really helpful. So if your diet is making you lose more than 2 pounds a week on the scales, it's either water and or muscle and or fat. And if that's consistent, then I would be concerned because actually you're probably losing some muscle and that really is not good. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we're going to get rid of all of this because we're going to talk about weight gain. So let's see now, if you've engaged with this, you should be able to reverse engineer it. So how many calories does the average woman need to consume to gain 1 pound of body fat? How many calories does the average woman need to consume in one day? No, Mary. So think about it. If they consume their, yes, Sarah, you are flying. Okay, so Sarah is amazing this evening. Give Sarah the like, press the like button, press the love heart button for Sarah. Let me explain why. You need, or the average woman needs, about 2,000 calories just to maintain, just to provide her body with enough energy. If they consume 2,000 calories, they're not going to lose weight, they're not going to gain weight. And these are all averages and approximates. So to gain a pound of fat, you need to consume an additional 3,500 calories on top of the 2,000 calories. So 5,500 calories in one day to gain 1 pound of fat. Makes sense? Comment below, makes sense. And if you're loving this, if this is helpful, press the like button, the love heart button. Now, this is why this is the important part, and hopefully now it's all starting to come together why I'm explaining this. So over the Christmas period, okay, after your Christmas meal, if you're someone who weighs themselves the day after Christmas dinner, if you've had like, you know, a week off and you've just literally sat and ate chocolate, and then you weigh yourself and you find that you're 5-10 pounds heavier, which I know that some women have done, is it fat? And just to give you an example, right? To gain 5 pounds of fat, we would have to times this number. If it was done over 5 days, we'd have to time, like if you gained 5 pounds over 5 days, we'd have to times that number by 5, which would be, I think, 27,500. I think my maths is correct. You'd have to consume nearly 30,000 calories over 5 days to gain 5 pounds of fat in 5 days. So tell me, do you think that if you've gained 5 pounds in a week, yes or no, realistically it's fat? Comment below, yes or no. So Julie, I think, is saying, oh my God, because she thinks, oh my God, I've ate that much. No, you would have to eat that much fat. However, the scale weight isn't just fat. So yeah, brilliant. Awesome, Julie. So the answer is no, you won't have gained fat. What you will have gained is water and so many other things. Like the amount of food you eat, the volume of food you eat, where does that go? It sits in your intestine. It sits in your stomach. It sits in your bowels until you go to the toilet and get rid of it. So water, the actual food you've eaten, all of those things weigh something. And if you're eating more salty food, you're going to store more water. If you're dehydrated because you've been drinking alcohol, you're going to store more water. If you've been eating more carbohydrates, potatoes, mashed potatoes, chocolate, it's got sugar in it, carbs, you're going to store more water. So the likelihood is over the Christmas period, yes, the scale weight might be heavier after the Christmas period, but it's unlikely to be fat. So what does this mean? What does this mean going forward? Okay. And by the way, before I carry on, I just want to highlight how much this actually is. Okay. So if you think it's possible to gain 1 pound of fat overnight, I'm going to highlight to you just how hard that is. So Michael Phelps, when he was an Olympic swimmer, when he was training all day, every day, he would consume about 7,000 calories. And if you've never seen the amount of food that is, it is absurd. Like, it's ridiculous. So to give you an example, 5,500 calories is the equivalent of about 3 large Domino's pizzas in food. So basically, it'd be like having a Domino's pizza for breakfast, a Domino's pizza for lunch, a Domino's pizza for dinner, like a large Domino's pizza for all 3 meals. So if you still think you have gained 1 pound of fat overnight, hopefully this is like flicked a switch. And now the reason I'm sharing this is because I want you now to realize what is realistic over the Christmas period. So when you finished Christmas, and, you know, a lot of the women that I've spoken to in the past, they've weighed themselves on New Year's Day or, you know, the 2nd of January, and they're like, right, here's my starting weight again. It's not a real measurement of where you're currently at. Your weight is probably going to be heavier than where it actually is because of water, because of, you know, all the food you've eaten and stuff like that. And if you're doing it after Christmas, so if you're doing it on the 27th after Boxing Day, again, the same thing. Your weight is going to go up. Expect it. Expect it. It doesn't have to, and that's what we're going to talk about tonight, and how you can manage it and what you can do to get the most out of Christmas. But I want you to expect it, but also understand that it isn't fat. And what you'll notice, and you've probably noticed this if you've been on holiday and gained weight, you probably noticed it if you've been out for the weekend and gained weight, that weight comes off very, very quickly. So you'll probably notice when you've like overindulged and you've eaten a lot of food, you've been on holiday and you've gained weight and you feel really crappy about yourself, and then you go on a diet. Maybe you go back to Weight Watchers or Slimming World or whatever it is, and you go on that diet, and within 2 weeks, you've dropped a ton of weight. And the reason being is because you didn't actually gain a load of fat. You didn't actually gain anything. You just gained water and you've been eating more. So when you then actually went to reduce how much you eat, all that weight, water goes, all that food is gone. But commonly people think that's the diet. And this is why it's important to have these realistic expectations for whatever you do, so you know what to expect week to week. So if you are not averaging anything between kind of 0.5 pound and 2 pounds a week average over time, then what you're doing is not working. Okay. So you should be seeing over time a trend one way or the other. And it could be looking at measurements, whatever. So let's talk about Christmas. So far, before I move on, has anyone got any questions about that? What I've just talked about? Let me know in the comments. Was it helpful, interesting? Has it helped you to shift your mindset around your scale weight? Let me know in the comments below if you've got any questions whatsoever about that first kind of section that we've just talked about. So I'll just wait and see, because I know there's a slight delay on this. So, oh, I love that, Julie. So Julie said, I'm so damaged with crappy diets, but thanks to ARC, I'm getting fixed. Yeah. So unfortunately, this is one of the sad things, that obviously people have unrealistic expectations. They have this poor mindset around the scale weight, around food, all of these kinds of things, because of these approaches where they've got used to losing a ton of weight and not sustaining it, and all this other stuff that we've kind of talked about, or diets that just are not healthy because there's no focus on anything to maintain muscle mass. So hence why they're losing more weight as they go through. Okay, cool. So what we're going to talk about now is maintaining, losing over Christmas. So a lot of our clients, in fact, if any of our clients are watching tonight, okay, most of them, depending on how long they've been with us, will tell you that they feel in control over Christmas. They know exactly what to do, or they know pretty much what they're going to do, how to do it, and they are in control. As in, if they're going to gain weight, they're happy with that, because they know how to lose weight after Christmas, and they've been consistently doing that week after week, so that they're in control, and they're like, that's cool. I'm going to enjoy myself and I'm going to gain some weight. Or they go, I don't want to gain weight, but I'm going to maintain, and I know what to do to maintain my weight. So if you're a client, comment below if that's you. If what you've learned with ARC, you have the tools and the understanding to be able to do that. Because I'm going to give some insights tonight on how others can do that. So I know there's a bit of a delay, so let's see if any of our clients comment and say yes, no, where they're at with that. Okay, I can't see any client comments yet, so I might just move on in a minute. It might not be I don't think there's too many clients watching. Okay, now the reason I'm talking about our clients knowing what they want to do is that's important for you to be clear on as well. Like if weight loss is awesome, so Julie's made a decision, she knows I'm going to maintain over Christmas. And this is really important. And I think this is, yes. So Mary said, I've got the tools. And I know you have, Mary, I don't know how long you've been maintaining. Sarah saying, yes, I feel I'm going to be in control this year. So this is the difference between, a lot of when I speak to our clients is typically they feel in control, whether it's a holiday, whether it's Christmas. So, commonly people will say, I'll wait till after Christmas before I start the diet. When I typically speak to them, I say, well, why? Like, you're going to have Christmas again next year. If you haven't learned how to do it at Christmas time, if you haven't learned how to do it on holiday, how are you going to do it for the rest of your life? Like, just because you are on a health and well-being program or a lifestyle program or whatever you want to call it, doesn't mean you have to give up your life. Doesn't mean you have to stop enjoying things. And our clients will enjoy stuff. So the reason I'm bringing this up is the first thing you need to be clear on is what is your goal for the holidays? So actually, if you're happy to accept weight gain over the holidays, awesome. There's nothing wrong with that. This is your personal journey. So you have to, first of all, ask yourself the question, what am I happy to accept? Am I happy to gain weight? Like genuinely, can I accept that? And there's nothing wrong with that. Like, there is nothing wrong with gaining weight. Like, it's very, very typical for women when they get to their goal weight, they'll gain a couple of pounds now and again, and then they'll bring it back off, especially if they know what to do. So there's nothing wrong with gaining weight. Okay. The only reason people have anxiety over it or worry about it is when they don't know how to lose it again, or they don't have control. And this is why our clients typically are happy with gaining weight, because actually they know that's okay. I'll just get back to what I was doing. And I feel like I can stick to that. Like, it's not a big, massive change. They don't feel they've got to psych themselves up or need motivation. So ask yourself the question, first of all, what are you happy to accept? Are you happy to maintain over the holidays? Are you happy to gain a little bit of weight? Or do you genuinely, is it that important that you must lose weight over the holidays? So ask yourself that important question. Let me know in the comments below what your goal is for Christmas. I'd love to know from the ladies watching. So there's about 14, 15 of you. So let me know in the comments below, what is your goal for this Christmas? Is it you're happy to just gain a pound or two? Because realistically, you're only really going to probably gain a pound or two of fat, which isn't a lot. You could lose that in a week, no problem. Or is it that you're going to maintain? You're happy to maintain? Or is it that you desperately need to and want to lose weight? And obviously we're going to go through some strategies to help you with this. So Julie's already commented, maintenance. Lorraine, happy to maintain. Awesome. So I'm just going to give a load of strategies today, like a load of tips based on goals or based around losing weight. Actually, I'm going to do it around losing weight. Happy to get a pound or two and enjoy myself. Love it, Suzanne. And that's a really healthy attitude to have. If you haven't watched Suzanne's live, she did a client success story. Basically, she struggled with body image issues and stuff like that, and she managed to lose the weight she wanted and started to heal her relationship with herself, her body, and with food. And I think that's I love that. So it makes me really happy to see, Suzanne, that you're happy to just enjoy yourself and gain. So what if you gain a pound or two of fat? You know how to lose it. You will lose it, and you've maintained your weight for a long, long time. Awesome. Okay, so I'm just going to give some strategies so that you can lose weight. So the first thing, and this is another reason why I wanted to go through how many calories in weight. So let me share my screen again. Because calories are what matter, okay? You don't have to count them. So any diet that's worked, Weight Watchers, Slim World, keto, if you've lost weight, if you've lost fat on a diet, it's because of calories. So you didn't have to count calories at Slim World. You didn't have to count calories at Weight Watchers. You didn't have to count calories on keto. You didn't have to count calories doing the shake diet. You don't have to count calories. The reason I'm talking about calories is because they are what counts. So if your goal is to lose weight, then you need to consume less than 2,000 calories a day. But you don't need to do that every single day. So you could consume more than 2,000 calories on Christmas Day. You could consume more than 2,000 calories on Boxing Day. But as long as overall you're consuming less than 2,000 calories, you'll lose weight. So that's the first thing you need to understand. Okay. It's not a day-to-day thing. It's not like you get to midnight and it resets. It's a continuous, it's what happens over the course of a month. So with that in mind, why not plan the days where you're not going to worry? So let's say, right, you go, right, Christmas Day. Let's get rid of all this writing. Christmas Day, Boxing Day, New Year's Eve. Let's say you're going to have 3 days where you do not care and you eat whatever you like. The likelihood is that you would struggle to consume more than 3,000 calories. Now that sounds loads, but actually if it was 3,000 plus 3,000 plus 3,000, that equals 9,000 for those 3 days. You burn 2,000, 2,000, 2,000, 6,000. So that means you've overconsumed by 3,000. That's less than 1 pound of fat. So straight away, just say, right, I'm just gonna have like 3 days, 4 days, whatever it is. Pick days where you're not even going to worry, not even going to think about food. Like, you're just going to enjoy yourself. You're going to eat your Christmas dinner. You're going to have cakes and chocolate and whatever, and enjoy it, because that's what it's there for. You only do this like once a year. And especially with, you know, how things have been over the last 2 years, like, go and enjoy yourself. Why not? So that's one thing you could do in terms, and not worry about it, because it's going to be less than a pound of fat if it was only 3 days, for example. But then what you need then to think about is, on the other days, what am I going to do? Like, if I really want to lose weight, what can I do? So obviously alcohol is an issue. People consume more alcohol, and alcohol has got calories in it, or more calories in it, or soft drinks. So on the other days, apart from the days where you've said to yourself, right, free reign, why not swap those for water or 0 calorie drinks? So a 0 calorie drink is like Coke Zero, for example. So Coke Zero, black coffee, green tea. Like, why not swap those options on the rest of the days that you're on holiday, the rest of the Christmas period, for those kinds of drinks, or those drinks and low calorie alcohol drinks. Gin and Slim, for example, it's about 60 calories. So have days where you're going to enjoy yourself and let yourself go, and then have other days where you're going to make other choices. In terms of your plate, focus on foods that are going to help you feel full. Have more protein and more veg, less sauce and less carbs. Not that carbs are bad, but it's easy to consume carbs, and actually it's really easy to add fats to carbs. So for example, if you're having mashed potato, what you can add to it, you can add butter, chips normally cooked in oil, stuff like that. So, you know, if you're having like carbs or sauces, like, have less of the sauces, less of the carbs, and just more veg. Veg is carbs, by the way, mostly carbs, and more protein to help you feel fuller and mean that you consume less calories on the other days. And if you're off, if you're not working, why not swap breakfast and lunch and have brunch and have 2 meals for the day rather than 3 meals? So there's so many tips out there to be able to reduce your calories on the other days if you need to. And there doesn't need to be like a set formula. There doesn't need to be, oh, I must do this. And I think this is part of the problem with a lot of diets and why they don't work, is because people think there's these set rules that you've got to stick to, and they feel so rigid that actually you just can't stick to it. So for example, intermittent fasting, if you're doing 5-2, people think, right, I've got these 2 days, I've got to stick to these low calories. And then when they don't do it, they think, oh, that's why I failed. Or keto, and they think, right, I'm not allowed carbs ever. And if I have carbs, that's it, I've ruined it. But that's not really the case. Like, diets aren't religion. So, you know, there's loads of different tips out there for reducing your calorie intake, especially around the festive season. So think about where you personally consume most calories. So are you someone that drinks a lot over the Christmas period? Think about ways that you can reduce your alcohol content. If you're someone that snacks a lot, like, you know, you fill the house with chocolates and stuff like that, think about how you can reduce that. So why not have other snacks that are lower calorie options and have them closer and at hand? And if you're going to have all the chocolates and stuff in the house, why not only get them out on those days where you are going to let yourself overindulge? And then the other days, hide them, put them to the back of the cupboard, the back of the fridge, put them out of sight. And so that actually, if you really want them, you've got to make a conscious effort. Anyway, I hope this is really helpful. I've gone on far too long. I didn't realize how long I've been chatting for. So I've gone on for like nearly 40 minutes. So I'm going to stick around for literally a couple more minutes to answer questions. So if you've got any questions, if you want any more tips, you want me to go into deeper about some of the stuff that I've talked about this evening, comment below, let me know. I'm going to literally stick around for a few more minutes, answer your questions. And hopefully this has helped you. Hopefully this is going to help you have a great Christmas, enjoy it, feel relaxed about it, feel guilt-free about it, and know that when February comes, you're not going to be in a worse position than where you are now if you're not happy with your weight or your body. So hopefully that's the kind of thing that I've hoped you come away from this evening, actually not feel guilty about enjoying yourself, and maybe giving you some tips so that you can maintain or, you know, can even lose a little bit. So any questions before I go? I'm literally going to give you one more minute and then I'm going to disappear. Doesn't look like there is. So if you've enjoyed this evening, if you've got something from this, please press the like button, press the love heart button. Let me know in the comments below. See, Lorraine said, thank you so much. I think I have an idea what I'm going to do now. So Lorraine, as you are currently a member, and Sarah, and anyone that is a member, if you haven't already, make sure you get our tips for Christmas video. It's literally 13 minutes of training video, which covers everything I've talked about and a whole lot more. Like literally like loads and loads of tips. Like there's hundreds of tips. So if you haven't seen that, so for Lorraine and some of the other ladies, if you haven't seen that training video where I break down all the different tips for Christmas, please go and look in the members group. So this is the free group. Go and look in our members group. Go and check that out. Like there is a ton. Thank you very much, ladies. I really appreciate all the kind words. Oh, Carol's put a question. Go on, Carol. What's the question? I'm still here. So drop your question quickly and I'll definitely answer it. The receptors. What I'm not sure what you mean. Oh, recipes. Yeah. You absolutely can. So there should be like if you've got a laptop or desktop and it's connected to a printer, yes, you can click on. There should be like like one of the icons that comes up when you go to download the file. You should be able to click on that and like click print. So yeah, that shouldn't be a problem. If you have any problems with that, let me know before Friday and I'll try and help you out. So that's for members. So yeah, members, you've got not just the training video, but there's a recipe book as well with some lower calorie, like food options that you would eat over Christmas. Like one of the things for me, the eggnog recipe is amazing and it's really low calorie. Like I'm a bit strange. I really like eggnog coffee this time of year. Is that strange? Anyway, right. I'm going to stop rambling on. I'm going to go. Thank you. First of all, thank you ever so much for your time this evening. I really appreciate, being so close to Christmas that you ladies taking the time out to watch, engage. I love that I've had loads of interaction this evening. It's made it a lot more fun. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. And I will see you all. I'll be back on Monday, January 3rd. That's the next time I'm going to go live in this group. I am going to have probably the longest holiday I've taken in about 3 years. And I feel like I need it. So I hope you all have a nice break too. I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas with your families. You eat some good food and have a lovely time and stay safe. All right, take care. See you all soon. Bye.